morning, boys and girls of the internet. Today is Wednesday, October 3rd, 2019. It's been quite a hot minute since the last time I did a in-car vlog like this. You can see it's quite dark out. It is about 6:30 in the morning, and it's this time of year. The sun isn't up yet. I wish I can do this when it's a little light later, but I'm on my way home and ain't gonna wait around. What's up? What's new? I've had a couple of videos come out this year. Like I said, I've been slowing down on my vlogs, only putting out kind of what's necessary when I think it's necessary. I put out a taste test of new Mountain Dew flavor the other day, just for the hell of it. Other than that, I've been quite busy. You know, other than work, I've been doing a lot of photo editing stuff. Yeah, that's been keeping me a lot busy. There's some video editing I have to get done for some of my friends, and I haven't even started on that. I've been sitting on my computer for about a month. So fun times with that. What else is new? We have a president that's getting impeached. Yay. A lot of people say that they shouldn't impeach because if it doesn't go through the Senate, and we know it's not going to go through the Senate, it'll help them in the election in 2020. I disagree. It can help them, but will it? That's pretty much up to Democratic framing, how they construct the narrative around this. If you construct it right, and you do it properly, and lay out the facts so that the American people can understand, it can work in your benefit. Don't mince words. Say, our president is a massive liar, and he committed a crime. 2 crimes, in fact, but one for sure we can, we can get him on. And if the Senate Republicans decide not to go through with impeachment, if they don't get a 2/3 majority vote and it fails in the Senate, we know who to blame. Say, okay, the Senate Republicans who voted against impeachment, they all don't believe in rule of law. They don't think a crime has been committed when it obviously has. Do what you will with that. And, maybe if they're up for election, maybe you don't vote for them because they don't care about the law. So why should you vote for these Senate Republicans? That's the way I would frame it. Enough about politics. I've stressed myself too much about politics. In fact, it's coming to a point where there are people who I would like to say I enjoy spending time with, in terms of having fun, just having good friend times, but they have views that are vastly different from mine in this type of realm. And it's starting to become a strain on friendships. Yeah. So don't ever say this president doesn't divide the country. I mean, proof right here that it's dividing friends. It divides families. I don't want to talk to my uncle. I don't want to talk to him. I never want to talk to him to a point where a politic thing might come up. It'll just piss me off. Anyway, again, enough about politics. Kimetsu no Yaiba, Demon Slayer. God, I fucking love that anime. You have no idea how much I love that anime. I haven't been this obsessed with an anime in quite a long time. Like, you have no idea. You have no idea. You know, there's been times in the past where a really good anime come out, and I'm like, oh, I'm all up about this, yay! And like, you know, I look at pictures, fan art, read manga, I do all kinds of stuff. I look at people doing cosplay of it. You know, I watch videos talking about it. I do all kinds. And Demon Slayer. Oh shit! Is that a fucking good anime? And what sucks is the 26th episode came out last week. It's the last of the season. The season's over. I talked about this on my Facebook, that back in the day, anime was either a short anime or a long-running anime. And usually a long-running anime, that's based off a long-running manga series. If they know it's gonna be going for a while, they know that they can just animate the whole thing. They would just do it. They would just animate the whole thing. And the simplest example to use of this is that everybody knows is Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. But of course, while they were making anime, generally, the manga's still being written. You know, still the original artist is still drawing the manga, writing the story. And they're a couple years ahead of the anime, usually. People want them to be. But because of the pace of anime, they actually make anime faster than they can make the manga. So eventually anime starts catching up. That's why it's usually good. If it's going to be a long-running manga series and they go, oh, let's make an anime out of it, they usually wait 2 to 3 years before they make the anime. It's not that they wait, it's just that it gets popular enough where it's like, okay, let's start producing the anime, and by the time that happens, it's usually about 2 to 3 years. But back in the day with Dragon Ball Z, when you started catching up to the anime, what would you do? Well, you build in filler. Basically, you stretch out the episodes, make Goku take 5 episodes to shoot a fireball. You throw in little weird adventures and side stories of things that didn't happen in the manga. You do all kinds of weird shit like that. Invent characters like Gregory. And you do extra shit like that. And hopefully that pads out the anime enough that you don't catch up to the manga in time. But you eventually do. And you have to put in more filler. In fact, sometimes you have to put in whole giant chunks of filler, which later on, when Naruto came out, they decided, instead of having like filler episodes off and on, let's just make more of the actual story of the anime with not as much filler, but then we'll have filler blocks, like, you know, 5, 10, 20 episodes of filler. They would do that shit. God, that pissed me off. I'm like, oh, they're still in filler. God damn it. The worst was right before in Naruto, before they did the time jump, because we knew that there was going to be a time jump of like 2.5, 3 years in the story. They had like 80 episodes of filler in a row. Just 80 episodes of filler. And then when finally the show came back to regular, they named it Naruto Shippuden. Put a new name on it. It was still off the Naruto manga. And they continued the story from there. And that was back then. That's what they used to do with long-running series like that. And I'm sure they did the same thing with like Yu Yu Hakusho. They did the same thing with like Bleach. I'm sure they do the same thing with One Piece, even though One Piece has gone on forever. And that's just the way of things. Now, today, however, with new anime, some studios decide to do it a different way. They put out anime in season blocks. So they figure, instead of like making episodes that like drag things out longer, and then maybe have some filler episodes here and there. I said, let's just condense the anime to exactly what we need. Maybe put some extra stuff here and there just for the hell of it, just to make an episode story have a good flow over the 20 minutes or so that we need to animate. But other than that, just keep it as concise as possible, and true to the manga as possible. And then we'll animate just that. And when we get to a good season marker, like 12 or 26 episodes or so, we'll take a hiatus. Not a hiatus, but they'll go on break for like a year. And then come back like the next year. Which, I mean, it's not too out of the realm of, something that's outrageous, because television does that. Like American television does that. They did that forever. They'd have a season of a TV show, take a break, make the episode during that break, and come back with the new episodes. That's what anime does now, especially a lot of anime series. One Punch Man, that did that. That took like 3 years break. Attack on Titan, holy shit, that took a good 3 years before the season 2 came out of that. Another good, longer running series. My prior favorite anime of the recent years, My Hero Academia, that did that. It had a first season, went like 26 episodes, had a break, then it had another 26 episodes, had another break. Actually, it was a little bit more than 26 episodes, I think, for season 2. Now we're waiting for season 3, and we're still waiting. Season 2 ended like a year ago, and season 3 that should be coming up pretty soon. I'm not sure when it's going to come out. But it keeps people waiting, and it's kind of good, because then you could like have time to watch other anime. So you don't have to like be watching like nonsense filler episodes and stuff and dragged out. Like, yeah, I really love this anime, but I ought to be watching every week and see what this side character is going to be doing that has nothing to do with the story. It's just filler. So in a way, it's a good thing. Another benefit of it is that because the studio doesn't have to make as many episodes for that series, doesn't have to make shitty anime, and you don't have to have, like, back in the day with Dragon Ball, they had like 3 animation teams, and we used to call it like A team, B team, and C team. And you could tell animation quality. The ones that spent more time on an episode that was an important episode, the visuals looked better, the drawings looked better, the flow of the animation looked better. It had more color palette, like the characters were shaded with like 3 or 4 shades per color, and they were just better looking. The B team was in between. It was like a little less than that, maybe like 2 shades of color, and not quite as good. The C team, God, I hated the C team in Dragon Ball. Some of that art was just plain ugly, and we're like, oh god damn it, it's that C team episode. And some of like episodes that should have been really good was animated with the C team back in the day. I'm like, why the fuck, we have Gohan fighting Cell here, and then he should be looking nice, but it looks like shit because it's the C team. Trunks looks like shit, and Goku looks goofy as hell. So yeah, and they did that. Nowadays, because they don't have to animate as many episodes, they can spend more time per episode making sure this shit looks beautiful. And a lot of the anime of the last couple of years that have been doing this, I mentioned already. One Punch Man, Attack on Titan, My Hero Academia, and a bunch of others, and Demon Slayer. They're beautiful fucking anime. Yeah, like My Hero, for the most part, it's a little more simpler animated. They don't really, for the scenes where just like in the classroom, we're not doing much. But when it gets down to like the action scenes, they go all out. They bust out like really awesome animation. Now, Demon Slayer just raises the bar on anime in general, just for TV anime. It's not something that's like direct to tape. It's not a movie. This is fucking animation that plays on TV. Right away when I first started watching it, the first episode, I'm like, this is different. Because, you know, as time goes on, you know, anime, they've branched out into different techniques to make their animation. They sort of incorporate digital effects like, you know, either like CG backgrounds, or even the whole drawing is digitally scanned and digitally painted and stuff. And basic stuff like that. Nowadays, they have entire like 3D workflows and pipelines where this particular studio that does Demon Slayer, called UFO Table, I guess they did a couple of other anime in over the last couple of years that were kind of like this, but I never saw it before. I have to like look these up and like kind of like I'm interested. Where for like certain scenes, like if you like have like a storyboard, you know, when the directors are having storyboards, that they would just go off that. But this, they would, you know, have a storyboard, but then they would actually like animate the storyboard with like actual like 3D models. And what they would do is they take that data and like, you know, refine it and kind of Pixar it, where they would have the anime fully CG'd, but they would kind of like digitally draw over that CG, so it looks like hand animated, but it's still fluid as CG, where you have camera movements. The backgrounds are CG, but the characters look like they fit and belong with those camera movements. You know, because stuff like that in years past, if you used to draw that by hand and like to try to figure out where your character's going to move by hand while the background's moving, and you like I don't know where the background's going to be. I just have my character. That shit's hard. I can imagine how difficult that would be. So they never did it. And most they would have like an anime just, you know, speed lines in the background for to indicate movement. Nowadays you have scenes where a character is fully, you know, able to move freely in like this room that is turning and twisting because a demon is like turning it, you know, spinning it, and the character is trying to like maintain his orientation, you know, and it looked beautiful. And then you have fight scenes that are just jaw-dropping, just absolutely amazing. I recommend anybody to watch this. In fact, you know, I'm sure most people even know it by now, because if you're anywhere on social media, or if you're social media savvy, a couple weeks ago, there was an episode of Demon Slayer that was trending on Twitter. Episode 19 of the series. It was so badass. When I saw it, I was like, it had me in tears. Like, not just, the animation was out of this world. The music hit you right in your soul. The whole story of how this fight scene was playing out, and the characterizations and everything, just it came together like you wouldn't believe. And my heart was pounding. My jaw was dropped. My eyes were welling up. I'm like, how the fuck does anime do this to me? It was baffling me. And I after I was over, took a breath, I went back and watched it again. And I was like, I have to watch this shit again. It's so badass. And then after that, I went back and I frame advanced it. Threw out the frames of this because I was like, how the hell they do this shit? I mean, I know how they do it, but like, it's just everything in this is a work of art. It truly, truly is a work of art. And that's the thing, though. The quality of the whole show in its entirety is up to that scale. You know, the fights, just even normal fight scenes, you know, it's still super fluid and super awesome. Backgrounds are immaculate. You know, the first couple of episodes, the main character is in this like training part where he's like has to run through this forest and like avoid traps, and the camera's moving this way and that and following what he's doing, and he's jumping over shit, sidestepping shit, and it's badass. Like, this is just a few episodes of anime, and like I love it. And now, since this series is over, and it reached it's what it wants to be, its climax. It wanted to get to 26 episodes. I have a slight feeling that from around episode 20, 21 to the 26th, they're like, all right, we got to get to 26, but this fight kind of ended almost prematurely. So they had almost filler. They had a part where they're kind of recovering the characters and doing a little bit of training, but it was very much they put a lot of comedy into it. They use a lot of like parts where they simplified the characters into like caricatures of themselves, very drawn like with thick lines and like kiddified, just to make a joke about something. And they did it for like 3-4 episodes, and I'm like, they could have done this in like maybe 2 episodes, maybe. So it was a slight bit of filler towards the end of the season, but that's okay. I forgive them for that. It was still funny, it was still entertaining. Not much really happened except for the whole training thing, and you got a little more character backgrounds. But I don't want to spoil anything of the series. Watch it. I didn't even tell you what it's about. I mean, it's called Demon Slayer. You can kind of imagine it's kind of what it's about, but just watch it. And just one thing I will say about the series, you obviously you fall in love with the characters. You really do. Even if you don't know much about them, you like these characters. There's very little that you don't like about the characters. Even the main character, you're like, he has such a good heart and good soul, and he's so pure. You want to root for him. He's not like pure like a dork or anything like that. He's not like a Superman where he's like, oh, dorky. No, he's just a good person. He's a person that you want to be friends with. He has this positive energy, but he still has tragedy in his life. And he does some badass shit. Some other side characters, you want to learn about them. A little bit, when you see like some new characters, and they give you a little bit of tidbit of who they are, you want to know more. The writer of the manga, he must have done something amazing like work on these characters, because I want to know about them all. Some of the characters do look kind of goofy, but like, but you can't 100% be a winner with it. But most of them are pretty badass, and I definitely want to find out more about him. And it definitely is a groundwork for a definitely longer running series. That who knows how long this series they can drag this out for, because it could be a very long running series because they have a lot of depth and lore into it. And I look forward to every minute of it. It's going to be another year or so before the season picks up. But they're going to make a movie. They're going to make so I don't know exactly how they're going to work it. Are they going to like make a movie that ties in with the arc that they're going to do, or I don't know what they're going to do. But I look forward to that. Hopefully, to tide me over, My Hero Academia is going to be coming out soon to tide me over. I hope. Speaking of Dragon Ball, like, when are they going to continue on with Dragon Ball Super? The manga's been going on for a while. They can start up and not catch up for a while. Anyway. That's my recommendation, though. Even if you're not much of an anime fan, check out Demon Slayer. You'll be blown away. That's that. I want to do a little rambling vlog for today. I haven't done this in a while, so I didn't know much to talk about, so I just want to talk about anime for a bit and catch you up on what's going on in my life. Thank you all for watching. Everybody have a good day, And by the way, I put links to some of the gear that I use for my photography and whatnot down in the description. Please check out what I use. Click the links, and it'll help me out. You don't have to buy anything, but just check them out anyways. That's all of it. So, thanks for all watching. Have a good day. I love you.